Hello and welcome to another edition of Roll for Fun Facts. I roll some dice, see what thing I pick, and we do some fun facts about them that maybe you didn't know before. Lord of the Rings or Bones? Lord of the Rings or Bones? I did the Bones last time, let's do Lord of the Rings. D8 for category. 8. That is my choice. I'm going to choose weird history, and I'm going to choose the Molasses Flood. The Great Molasses Flood, or the Boston Molasses Disaster. You know, you say molasses enough and your mouth just kind of starts... On January 15th, 1919, a giant tank containing roughly 12,000 metric tons of molasses exploded. As the biographic name of this disaster would imply, this happened in Boston, Massachusetts. So here's what happened. Molasses can be fermented to make ethanol, which is good for alcohol and munitions. So it was in high demand at the time. Being in the middle of January, it was still winter in Boston, but they had just kind of experienced a sort of a heat wave. Nothing huge, going from winter freezing temperatures to roughly about 40 degrees Fahrenheit for my international viewers. And the major distillery in Boston had just received a new supply of molasses. Now, molasses, when it's being shipped, is warmed up to improve the viscosity of it. But it being winter, the molasses in the tanks that were already here were cold. So they think when they put the new warmer molasses in with the cold molasses and with the rising temperatures, the molasses tank couldn't handle this change in temperature and burst. Just a regular day on the streets, and suddenly witnesses were said to have heard what sounded like a overhead train or a loud roar. The ground shook. Some people said they heard what sounded like bullets as the rivets from the tank burst outwards. Molasses flooded the street in a devastating wave reaching up to 25 feet high. That's crazy, moving at roughly 35 miles an hour. Horses were knocked over, people completely floored. A nearby train car derailed. People were washed into the harbor and weren't discovered until days later. The molasses flood claimed at least 21 lives and injured well over 100 people. It was devastating. The loss of life, shocking. And it took roughly half a year to clean it up. They said that for most of that year, anything a Bostonian touched was sticky. The company responsible for the flood actually tried to blame it on anarchists, but that didn't work. They were held accountable and had to pay a huge sum of money. Probably not enough, but a decent chunk. So that's it. I have to keep it short. My challenge is a minute. Let's see how I did. If you have any cool, spooky, weird history that you think I should add to my list, you let me know in the comments. Anything that you want me to add to the list. Wet animals, dry animals, cryptids. I got you. I love your faces and have a beautiful day.